Shalom, everybody. Today we are going to look at faith and love, and the differentiation between how we look at those two words and the Hebrew mindset or the biblical mindset for those two words. Okay, so um, love is, when we think of love, we think of more of an emotion that we feel. You know, like you love your children, you love your family, your friends. Love can make you feel good, or if you love somebody and they break up with you, that can make you feel horrible. And then we also have the word faith. Okay, a lot of people look at faith as like believing in something that ain't there. Okay, so when you say we just gotta have faith that the Lord exists, or that God's gonna protect you, whatever. Okay, but in the Hebrew mindset, these are both action words. Okay, so faith is to do just as love is to do. They are the actions of those words. All right. So we'll just look at faith here. So if you remember, God told Abraham, "Hey, get up, pack your bags, go to where I tell you to," and that action was the action of his faith. Okay, so God said, "This is what I want you to do. This is what you're going to do," and He does that. So He shows His faith through that action. Um, so we see that faith without works, is dead. You heard that one before, okay? And we go, well, what does that mean? Well, if we look at it from the Hebrew perspective, that means to act or to do. So when we're told, the Ten Commandments here told, don't lie, don't steal, don't commit adultery. We show our faith by not doing those things. Okay, again, we are acting on what we're instructed to do. Okay, love is an action word in the sense that we don't just say we love somebody. Okay, to say, "Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you," you can tell somebody "I love you" all day long, but where's the actions of that word? Okay, so when your wife or she asks you, "Hey, can you take out the trash for me?" Okay, the action or to show your love would be to get up and take the trash out. Maybe bring her roses or something like that. If you're maybe cook your husband a good dinner or something. Take your wife out to eat. You are gonna listen to the others, how their day went. Okay, these are all actions that show that you actually love somebody. Because again, "Hey, I love you, I love you, I love you," and never do anything for that person, just an empty word. It means nothing. Okay, so we see that they are both actions, and within that, if we understand that they are both action words, then we understand what we're actually reading when we see these words. Okay, so one of the things about um, love, I will say, is like acts of service. Okay, you just love people in general. So you see somebody, old lady needs help across the street. You don't know her, but you're going to show her an act of love by helping her across the street. Maybe you see a gentleman who's down on his luck. Ask him for a few bucks. Give him a few bucks. That's love to a stranger. Even maybe putting yourself in harm's way for somebody. You see somebody that you don't know being attacked, and you go over there and you try to stop it, putting your own life in danger. Again, that's an act of love. One of the greatest things that it says you can do is, be willing to give up your own life for somebody else's. And I think in the Marine Corps, we especially like that's what we do. You always hear these stories of Marines, jumping on a grenade, or even other services jumping on a grenade so that the rest of their squad can live or whatever. That is the ultimate, I guess, the ultimate sum of love. Just like Jesus died on the cross for us, that was the ultimate sign of love. Okay, faith is also obedience and living with integrity. Okay, again, obedience, obedience to the Ten Commandments. So let's look at some of the verses here And Jesus, Yeshua, is going to tell us how to love each other and Him. All right? So we're going to just go through some of the stuff here. So Matthew 22, 37 through 40. Jesus said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind." This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets. Okay? So we see here that he's saying you're going to love them. Does that mean, run around and hug everybody you see? No. You're going to treat everybody with respect, okay? And you're going to put, especially your spouse, you can put them first. You can put God first, all right? Here's a good one. So Jesus says in John 14:15, he's going to tell you how to love him. He says, "If you love me, keep my commandments," okay? And we know the beginning of the commandments are the first 10, okay? And that is the first 10 of the 613. John 14:21. He who has my commandments and keeps them, it is he who loves me, and he who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and manifest myself to him. So again, to show love towards Jesus is to keep his word, his Torah, his commandments, okay? John 15:10. If you keep my commandments, I will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. So Jesus, Yeshua, he kept the commandments, or the Torah, and he's saying, this is how you love me, this is how I love my Father, this is how you love my Father, okay? 1 Timothy 1:5. Now the purpose of the commandment is love from a pure heart, from a good conscience, and from sincere faith. Again, the commandment of love. Let's see, 1 John 5:2 and 3. By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments. So we keep saying this consistency here. Love has to do with commandments. How do we show Jesus, God, love? To keep the commandments, right? This is all New Testament stuff. This ain't even Old Testament, right? Let's see another one. For in Jesus, this is Galatians 5:6. For in Christ Jesus, neither circumcision nor uncircumcision avails anything, but faith working through love. So faith working, again, you work, okay? Not saying you're saved by works, but faith, but your love, your salvation, and then your love for Jesus should reflect in how we act or how we treat other people, how we act towards other people. Again, action. See Deuteronomy 6:46. Shema Israel, okay, Shema is obedience and action, okay? So, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, and these words which I command you today shall be in your heart, okay? Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Okay. Let's see here. Deuteronomy 11:22. For if you carefully keep all these commandments which I command you to do, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, and to hold fast to him. Okay, again, you're careful to keep the commandments which I command you. Okay, let's see here. Let's look at Exodus. Where is Exodus? Which one? Oh, let's look at Ezekiel 36. 26 through 27. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will take the heart of stone out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you will keep my judgments to do them. Okay. And Exodus 26. But showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. So whether it's New Testament or Old Testament, we see it all has the same, points to the same thing. Love is to keep commandments. All right, shalom, everybody.